So, in the yellow, in this regicide diplomacy game where everyone in our community is out to kill each other. That's fun. On the yellow, we have Cape Man. Cape Man, back in the Twitch days, subscribed to me for 5 freaking years. Has been around well before that. He's currently got a sheep inside of the king. Okay, he's fixed that. That was problematic. So anyways, Cape Man's been around. He's probably one of the favorites here. He is playing as the Chinese. In the orange, right next to him, and very hard to see, we have the Malay for Space Kinch. In the gray, we have Lewis playing as the Mongols, probably one of the best, if not the best, late-game civilizations. It would be very tough to stop the Mongols if Lewis is not threatened. In the green, we have Aslan, who's playing as the Tatars. In the blue, we have Bluegill, fitting, playing as the Bulgarians. In the purple, we have Red Clifford, playing as the Slavs. In the red, we have Will, who I guess didn't want to give red to Clifford, playing as the Celts. And then last but not least, we have Hellblazer. Now, the map, you never know what you're going to get from Mega Random, right? But they start with the castle, and then it looks like there's resources spread out all over the place. In particular, the gold and the stone, it's a bit nomadic, where I think you're going to have to relocate all the time to get gold and stone. Now, also, there's a lot of cracked terrain, and you guys might not know this, but buildings take more damage when on top of cracked terrain. Which is funny, because it's on the hill, and in Age of Empires 2, normally being on the hill is better for you. Yeah, that cracked terrain is actually something you might want to avoid in some ways. Very, just a crazy landscape here, to be completely honest with you. It's a quite nice Mega Random map. Now, what I'm thinking is, with the way that this is set up, is we could easily see people taking corners. And diplomacy is all about interacting with each other, forming some alliances and trading. So, we'll see if there's a lot of that in this game. I know Bluegill is, I think, the highest rated 1v1 player here, so we'll have to keep an eye out for him. And now we've got some communication to start it all off. Lewis says, first Kami game, and I'm a noob friendly. Yellow says, prepare to be kissed. Wait, what? That's what I said at the end of my first date with my girlfriend, because I was too scared to go in for that. What? I didn't actually do that, by the way. Prepare to be kissed? Hold on, let's scroll up. There's too much chat. We went from no chat for 2 years to too much chat. What is this? Good luck, have fun. That's cool. Hello, YouTube. That's cool. First Kami game. Prepare to be kissed. And Lewis said, yay. He's very excited about the kiss. Oh, that's nice from Purple. He says, I've got a lot of sheep. Do you need sheep? And Yellow said, sure. And then he's like, where are you? And he says, geez, that's all the other way. Okay, so is Purple actually going to send sheep? Purple's actually going to send sheep across the freaking map to Yellow. That's nice. Green says, Blue, I send you a sheep to show my love. And Blue says, I don't need sheep. Okay. So I think Bluegill, he's played in community games before. But again, he's a very capable player. And I think that, like, with his response earlier to one of the players, and now with that comment right there, I don't know, he just doesn't come off as, like, he's not being overly kind like everyone else, you know? I don't think he meant anything mean by that. But he could have said, like, no thanks. Instead, he's like, I don't need sheep because I'm a strong boy. And I ate all my vegetables. And I'm going to boom with Bulgarians. And poor Gray. Nervous here. Says he just lost a villager. It's okay, Gray. We didn't see that. We actually didn't see it. So you're fine. Losing a vill does hurt. I remember, though, back in the day when people used to lose vills all the time. Like, there was more lag back then, I suppose. But it was a lot more common in community games to have people doing that. So basically what I'm saying is, Lewis, everyone else got better and you didn't. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it does seem like there's a lot of sheep, so it's kind of funny how Purple has decided to send sheep across. Red Clifford is definitely one to look out for. A K-Man has sheep, so maybe he just found sheep over the last couple moments. But I don't know what he's been talking about, no sheep. Now, guys, we're going to take a moment here, and I want to tell you guys something that I think is going to be really exciting for you. This, of course, will go out to the people who might watch this later on YouTube or Facebook videos or whatever. So you know how we have capture rates for 1v1s? And you know how cool that is and how nice that is and how it improves the 1v1 cast and even the team game cast if I do that by, you know, so much. I can't think of words right now, so we're just going to stick with that. So, Capture Age is something that has worked for 1v1s, so worked for team games, but when I would use it for community games... Oh, that mill. When I would use it for community games, it really wouldn't work as well as I wanted it to. So, we're working on something, and I said this before, but what's exciting is I saw it, and I saw examples of what it will bring to all the game modes, and we still have to iron it out yet. It might still take some time. I think it was just kind of in the idea phase, but it's really, really, really freaking cool. All right, like, I got a 30-page PowerPoint from Capture Age. They're very thorough. We talked about it on the weekend, and I have to basically go back to them with what we want to make. But it is going to be incredible, man. So, I'm excited. This mill is exciting, too. And we have some conversation. Gray said, thanks, Green. Green with the heart. Yellow is such a wholesome game. Red Clifford says, love it. Lewis says, my nerves are real. Palms are sweaty. All right. Don't worry, all newy. Okay, so here's the deal. Cape Man is going to thrive on the fact that everyone is being really nice. Cape Man is not necessarily going to take advantage of them, per se. But Cape Man is a capable player. I get it, capable player. And I think that Cape Man is going to be happy to hear that everyone else is being... it doesn't seem like they're really up to something. Bluegill's the other one, and he's right across the way. I mean, he's not really communicating too much with other people. I know he's skilled, so my thought process, those two are going to get off to a strong start. Maybe diplomacy will matter later on. You know, Space says also nervous. Build orders are right out the door. Yeah, man, nerves with community games, especially if you don't get in too frequently, or if you're gray, or I think some of the others too. Someone who hadn't ever been in a community game. Also, small shout out to Hellblazer, who I didn't really talk about as much, and I really should have. This guy's also been around my community for a few years. It's funny, I recognize Lewis. He's been around a bit, but I think this is his first time in a community game. It's interesting, right? Just starting on a new platform. Some people haven't come over yet. We're what, close to 1,000 viewers or something right now, as opposed to maybe the 2,000 we'd have or 2,500 we'd have for community games on Twitch. We'll see what happens with viewership, guys, but I've been really happy with just how happy and wholesome everyone's been here. Not that my community was always bad. My community was really good for a channel that would get as many viewers as we did, but there's something to making a switch, because the people who really want to be there, the people who are going to be usually the most positive, are going to be here at the start, and it's been really cool to see that so far. We're even seeing that in the game, too, so... Yo, what's up, Austin? Darren, hello. He says, hey, T90, just watched... Sorry, hi, T90, have watched on YouTube since day one. Just found out you left Twitch. Good luck with the move. Thank you. Things have been pretty good so far, but it's been, like, really wild 2 weeks because this new platform, new game.
Okay.
And I was always on... Like, it's as much change as I've ever experienced, right? Everything's kind of happened at once. I'm really happy that I was able to get settled at my new place before this all started, because I think I would have probably gone into... I think I would have probably gone crazy if I would have had to move and to do this all the week after, which was actually the original plan, by the way. That was originally what things are going to look like, but then some things got delayed. Kashtai, what's up? He says, I'm subscribed. Do I get 4 times the extra entries? Kashtai, we're going to tie it into Discord next week. And a lot of this stuff for the next couple months is going to be a little bit like... It's a temporary process until we get some cool stuff sorted. I think early 2022 for how the system works. But yes, I would love to do it so you guys get extra entries still.
Okay.
And we're working on stuff. Gotta love it when someone compliments me and they have the weirdest freaking name. Cumdroid, thank you. Thank you. So everyone's booming, and it does look to me like Orange is definitely the lowest elo legend in this game. Orange is now clicking up to Castle. It'll be later than everyone else. To be fair, though, Orange is melee, so advances faster. Not bad for Orange. The farmers are going to take some meat now. Guess any other conversation? Not really. Let's look at Bluegill. Bluegill. TC number 1 pumping out vills. TC number 2 pumping out vills. Also getting relics, which will be important in late game. Especially if you don't have a lot of allies. Looks like there's maybe 10 relics here. No, I'm not saying your name again. Who else we have here? Cape Man. Now, Cape Man has a sick civ. Like, Chinese are so strong. And Cape Man's making petards? I was not expecting this. I thought Cape Man was a meta lord. I thought Cape Man was just going to boom. But Cape Man is making petards in here. And everyone's just going to think that the flag is there because the castle's in there. Or because the king is in the castle, excuse me. But petards for Cape Man. Interesting. I could be wrong here, but it very much looks like Hellblazer is going for an intentional Fast Imperial. Let's see. Oh, no, never mind. Second TC's going up. I was wrong. But I saw the food and the gold count. But yeah, I can't wait to show you guys the new and improved capture rate when we get there. It's just going to be so much easier for you guys to see stats. You know, the whole T90 blind situation as well. That there will be less of that because there's alerts if certain things are happening, so I won't miss it. I probably will still find a way. But yeah, man. It sucks that like, for 2 years, community games have been what it was, and then SpecChat recently came in, and now we're working towards getting the capture rate set up, but, you know, water under the bridge at this point. I'm really excited for some changes. And some events, too. Not really seeing any other military units being created. I see Purple's making some knights. I actually wanted to see if Red Clifford is friends with people. Okay, is friends with everyone except Red. I'm just going to guess that Will hasn't allied anyone. There's always one. There's always one. I think Will is new. And Will forgot about the diplomacy. And Will is so focused on the gameplay. Oh, and the timing on this. Grace says, Red, why not friends? And Red says, how? The Red doesn't know. And Green laughs. And my kitten in the hallway thinks this is hilarious as well. She's just like, must have just woken up from a nap and she wants attention. But she chews on the wires, so I'm not going to give her any power. Not going to let her in here. And now Cape Man doesn't believe him. Cape Man says, yeah, sure, how? Yeah, I don't think Red knows. That explains my lost scouts as Green. I forgive you, Red. Interesting. I have to say, as a 28-year-old man, the whole kitten aspect took me a little bit by surprise. I'm not sure what I expected when we got a kitten. She's about a year now, but she's still tiny. But this one in particular is super fixated on attention, and that's probably very common. And it's not like I neglect my pets, you know. Cats are usually pretty simple, but our grown cat is he's a big boy. He likes attention too. He's a little needy. But man, this kitty hootie, you guys have no idea. Just nap, and then wake up, meow, 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 attention, and then nap, and then just repeat that cycle, mix in some food every now and then, and that's about it. It's constant. All right. Now here comes some Arumbai, and Red still doesn't know how to ally. I believe Red is going to die because of this. And Purple says, yo, Red, ally me then. And Red says, bro. So I think Red is really overwhelmed right now. I think he's saying bro because Teal is here. But he doesn't know how to be friends with people, which is kind of a problem. And if this castle goes up, which it should, even though this is a little sloppy for Hellblazer. It's very sloppy for Hellblazer, actually. But if the castle goes up, it's going to be right on top of Red's face. And I think the fact that Red doesn't know this is the #1 reason he's being attacked right now. Like, I don't think it's anything Red did, as we now have Red, and Red's going to make a tower. But I think the tower is going to be too little too late. Tower is actually the right play. And actually repairing the Scorpion, he's actually very capable for not knowing how to ally someone. You would think someone who's doing all these other things would know how to ally someone. Yeah, the castle is at 90% right now. I think it's just a little too late here, and the castle will go up, and then it will complete, and then Red will have villagers everywhere. Stressful times for Red. Elsewhere, we've got stone walls for Green. He's really happy to just fall back into the corners. We had the same thing for purple. I actually really like their strategic their strategic thinking there. And now we have some conversation from green towards orange. And Gray says, I hope I'm not getting abuse from T90 for my Newbury. Well, we haven't looked at your base in a while. If you want abuse, I can give you some abuse here. My ego couldn't take that. This feels like a bait. This feels like Gray wants to be made fun of. So I'm just going to make fun of the fact that his scout literally hasn't left his base in I don't know how long. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he's feeding information back to his king, but not sure why his scout is just sitting there like that. Overall, honestly, not too bad for Gray. I think he's giving himself a hard time. Maybe a little self-conscious. Petards are on the move. Are they on the move? From who? Cape Man? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Where are they? Where are they? That's not them. Where are they? Hold on a second. Fog of War for Cape Man. That doesn't help. Petards! We found him. What is this loop-de-loop, though? He went all the way into the corner. And he wants to kill orange. And green is trying to talk to orange. He says, care for yellow. Oh, green is snitching. Remember, they're all allies, with the exception of red and everyone else. And they're all allies, so they should be able to see this. And so green, who's walling up, and he wants a teammate in orange, is snitching now. And he's saying, care for orange. And orange, meanwhile, says to everyone, how do I chat with specific people? Oh, no. Oh, no, I hope you got the message. And now Caveman says you select them in the horn. And Caveman is literally telling the person he's about to kill how to change the chat preferences. And now Orange can't chat because Orange is checking out the horn. Orange is trying to see, I want to talk to Green. I want to respond to Green. And now he's dead. Now Orange is dead. You can still see his typing. He says, lol. And Caveman immediately says, WTF. So if you weren't paying attention to that, it would actually seem like Caveman had nothing to do with that. That was brilliant. And Yellow says, man, what in the world? Poor guy was just asking how to chat. What is that, man? And Green says, ha ha ha, Yellow sneaky. Okay, so I think Green is the only one that knows.
No.
And Orange says, chat, don't think poorly of me. It's okay. I think a lot of chat could relate to that, maybe. Okay, I think if I'm Yellow, I never respond to Green. Oh, wait, no. Gray says, it wasn't me. It must have been Yellow. And Yellow says, no, you did it. And Gray's like, what? Then who? Sneaky, bro. Sneaky. Meanwhile, what's Bluegill up to? I don't know, like making 16,000 barracks and getting murder holes. 103 villagers. Making Krepos everywhere to defend himself. King inside the castle. I mean, to be expected, I suppose. And Green says, Lola was Yellow. Sorry for calling you out, Yellow. Winky face. Please don't kill me. Aha, aha. There's something about when someone tries to say haha and they say aha, aha, that gets me, you know? It's like a completely different experience. Got some knights here from Red Clifford. I'm not really sure why. Red Clifford is enemy to Teal. I don't think Teal was ever aggressive against Clifford. And Clifford really taking the time here with the Fat Slob strats with the walls, which is fine. I like the TCs for Teal in the corners. I think everyone should be doing that. Dude, you kill and accuse me, says Yellow. Yeah, Cape Man, I think the more you talk here, the more people are going to not believe you. And Green, we cool, yeah, says Gray. And then Green has just been waiting for someone to be friends with him. Says, yes, Gray, let's team up. So I think originally Green wanted Orange, but Orange is dead. So, like, basically, Gray's not exactly who Green wants to date, but it, you know, it's convenient. So it's convenient. For the Knights. Again, it's a little weird to see Knights going after Teal, but I guess Purple wants to be aggressive. And we still haven't heard a whole lot from Red, guys. Who actually is in a position to maybe get himself out of this hole. He's in the Imperial Age. He's making Halberdiers. He's making Trebs, and I think Teal will be pushed back by that. But guys, do you guys agree that Red is really good for someone that doesn't know how to change chat preferences and check for alliances? And I think maybe I need to make a video on that. Like, I could make an intro to community games video. I think that would be really good, actually, because a lot of people are going to have questions about the new platform anyways. Maybe give it a month. What's up, David? He says, hello, T90 in Facebook chat. Lunch break. Yeah, what's up, man? Market there for yellow, which is perhaps a sign. Okay. Not bad. Should we all just chill and kill red then, says Gray. And red says, what? Why? Gray says T90 woo. Looks like a villager has just gone down to a lion. God, I don't think we have the woo emote uploaded yet. Do we? Can one of them subs check? I don't know. Anyways, woo woo woo. We can just say it. Feels bad. And, yeah, I think what Gray was trying to do was get a villager to the corner, but Gray, you should probably get Loom first. That would be a little wiser. There's got to be more lions out there, surely. I don't know, just send more than one vill. Tateman says we should kill Blue, which I think is a little more accurate. Blue is a really big lead. And I think Bluegill has shown no intention of teaming up with anyone. Yeah, Bulgarian swordsmen are insane. So, with their unique tech, you end up getting 9 melee armor now. It used to be 8, but then they gave two-handed swordsmen, like they gave long swords and up plus some melee armor recently. So 9 melee armor, and that's a lot. A lot of armor. Not much more I can say about that. Teal in the Imperial Age, but here comes Caveman. Caveman, they're going for a little double team here on Teal, but Hellblazer isn't here anymore. Hellblazer fled with his king. I have to imagine his king is over here. His king is up in that TC right now. I think Caveman just researched treason. He did. You can see that there's a little notification there. And so Caveman is going in for Hellblazer. So Caveman is just trying to clear out everyone he can that's next to him, which is a good strategy to survive. But then again, you're not going to have many allies. Props to Red, seriously. Again, the fact that he hasn't even, like, at this point, it's just stubbornness. And it's hard to know, but you can look, and it shouldn't be that hard. But, oh, wait, he does have one ally. Wait a second. Oh, he's allied with Red Clifford now. Well, guys, it's always a mistake in Diplo to just ally 1 or 2 people, because then everyone's trying to figure out who they want to fight, and they're just going to choose you if you're not allied with them. So I can't say I agree with that. But it is kind of cute that Red Clifford's trading with him. I actually don't think Clifford is going to be prioritized by anyone. Okay. Green says Blue don't. And Blue runs away. And Green says thank you. And Bluegill says just testing the waters, which is funny. So he's like, just seeing what you do. Green, you and me. Green, you, me, and Gray, we kill Blue. This is Caveman. And trade. Dude, that's a lot of steps right there. Like, that's a lot of things, but at least there's a game plan. So it seems like the western side, like the southwestern side, is going to work together. As we've got Keshik's, and I really feel like all-in Keshik would be quite strong against the two-handed swordsman, but I haven't seen it before. No, not Clifford. Clifford just made it to Imp, and now here comes Bluegill. I really like Clifford. Clifford has potential with these resources, but I think Clifford is... Ooh, the shots are huge right now. I think Clifford just won't have the time to get the army out. Like, yes, two-handed swordsmen will die to the mangonels, but the two-handed swordsmen, there's going to be more of them with that army queue. Red, he doesn't even come over to save his teammate. He immediately talks to Teal. He's like, hey, team up with me. Let's be friends now, which is interesting. They have to lay down their arms. They've been fighting for a while now. Well, where's the king here for poor Purple? Like, will someone come save Purple? Where's the king? Oh, we've got... Actually don't know where the king is, and I always forget the hotkey. There it is. I'll control group it for you. He is going for the right units here. He's going to try and go for champions. And Bowyars is actually quite strong, but you... Like, I think full Bowyar would wreck the two-handed swordsman. But you just need time. Bluegill isn't trading. Bluegill has no intention of that. Bluegill is just like, I am going to do what I'm going to do. Try and stop me. Try and stop me. And now Yellow's talking to Blue. Says Blue. You and I are obviously the top dogs. Wait a second. Is Blue talking to Purple right now? Blue says, I can spare you. Depends on what you give me. I can't tell who Blue's talking to, but I believe he was talking to Purple. Now I believe he's talking to Cape Man. And, okay. 1,000 gold has just been sent to Blue. Blue is sparing Purple because of that. Interesting. And Bluegill says, a leader needs to bring fear now and then. I like it. I like it. Coming to help you, says Yellow. I will help him to think I am on his... Oh, wait. Oh, God. This is big brain time. Okay, so Cape Man is telling Blue, I'm coming to help you. And now Cape Man is telling the others, this is a trick. I'm telling him I'm going to help him, so he thinks I'm on his side. So I like the tribute aspect. I think people should hold people to ransom more frequently. I really do. And Cape Man says, Blue, let's attack Purple. Let's see what Blue's response is to this. Also, 1,000 gold is nothing for Purple. So smart from Purple not to send everything. Blue says, leaving your base doesn't look smart. Yellow says, risking it for you, baby. Blue's like, well, this is awkward. I just promised I'd back off of Purple, and now you want me to fight him. And Cape Man's like, backstab, backstab. Wait, Cape Man's trying to get Blue to move forward so he can move in with the Chukunu. I actually don't think this is very wise from Cape Man. Oh, wait, he's got trade. Well, I think he could lose all his Chukunu and be fine then. We can go for green, says Blue. And Cape Man says, nope, we can't. And then Bluegill says, well, we just stand here. That seems like a reasonable solution to this situation. I love how Yellow had this master plan. He's like, we're going to be able to accomplish so much here. We're going to trick him. And it's just not working at all. They're both just stubbornly standing there. Yellow is trying to get Green to join in, and Green's too much of a wuss. Says, I can't attack him because he's closest to me. That's literally why you attack him. Like, Gray's just like, I don't understand what's happening right now. I'm here, but I don't understand what's happening. I probably should have updated you guys on this fight, because Teal and Red are not allies. They're not buddy-buddy at all. And Red is sitting at, trying to switch pop, 170 pop. Teal's at 200 pop, so I think as Scorpions are going down the Trebs,
No.
that's a problem. And Yellow says, let's go, Blue. And Blue says, no, I made a promise. And he's saying we can attack Gray or Green. And Yellow is allied with Gray or Green. He won't do that. He says, Green, Gray, I attack now. Okay, so Yellow's like, fine, I tried. And now you have the signal here from Gray. And Gray's like, I'm on my way. Now, the thing is, like, Chukunu are only at 50 HP. It's not really the strongest unit on their own. But if you mix in Mangadai, Mangadai can be strong, and Mangadai are nutty. They weren't nutty in the 1v1 I played before the stream today, because I tried to play like John Slow, and I didn't have any eco, and I'm a little salty about it, but it's fine. Two-handed swordsman will die. The question is, how many can Bluegill make? He's got a lot in queue, and he's got insane resources. All right. Yeah, Chukunu are just not too great in that type of situation. Now, Ram Chukunu is good. Scorpions would be maybe a little better. But if you have Mangadai, don't worry about anything else. And here comes Green! Green is now attacking Blue! Watch out, Gray and Yellow are working together, says Bluegill. And I don't know who he's saying that to, but I don't think he knows Green is in his eco right now. Okay, he just found out. He just found out. And now he's turned, but Green has completely wrecked him. Now, what's funny is, Blue's going to go down below the 60 builds he's at currently, but he's got tons of resources. So he might actually end up with 200 pop again, but it'll all be 200 swordsmen. Okay, what's the problem here for Blue, chat? It seems so obvious. He attacked one of his neighbors, and he never traded or worked with anyone else. Like, he didn't have any conversation earlier. He's a great player, but if you don't play Diplo, you're gonna get beat. Yeah, what's up, Farland? Games have been good so far today. The first game we had played, this game has been casting. We've got these guys duking it out over here. Clifford is here! Clifford is saving his boy! Clifford is fighting with Red. I think Hellblazer will go down because of this. Yeah, man, Blue can't talk right now because Blue is so focused. And I think Keshik, Mangadai, Ram, I mean, it's just numbers. Is gonna be wrecking here. Clifford just sent Blue resources again? What? That's a surprise to me. What's up, Wildberry? I did not expect that at all. So, I guess Clifford really feels like he's in debt. Huh. He's indebted in some ways because he's still alive, because Blue had mercy on him, or maybe he feels like it's better if Blue continues to stay alive. But I don't see it happening. Siege Onager will complete soon, but Mangadai can shred Siege, even though the Siege is shredding the Mangadai right now. Oh! Big shots. Holy crap. Maybe Blue can survive this. Together with Green, let me in, says Blue. Okay, so Blue's like, Purple, let me in. I need to save myself. Purple, you could say no to this. Ask him for resources. Ask him for resources. Say, you can come into my base if you give me 2,000 gold. Extort him right back. Come on, this is the perfect opportunity. Ah, damn it. Purple's too nice. Purple's too nice. I would be the play. Oh, God. Okay. Sorry, I'm seeing a lot of questions from people in chat at the moment. I am gonna get there in I'm gonna answer those questions when there's a down moment, but there's not downtime right now. We've got elephants from the Burmese. Scorpions are pretty good against elephants, so I'm really excited to watch this because you don't see heavy scorpions too frequently. Look at that, man. Those elephants have a lot of HP, but they're disappearing. Sick. Red, you need to help our side. The left side are all allies. Okay, the problem is Red can't really do that because Red is fighting Teal. So at this point, it seems very much like the Cape Man, Lewis, and Aslan team is just in a far superior position. Both in unit composition, but also trade. Purple says, I'm friends with Red. Purple, do not let Blue go down with you. We should work together, says Red Clifford. No, Blue is dying. Don't. You might not realize Blue is dying, but I don't think it would be wise to keep Blue in this game if you're Purple. I think you should maybe take Blue out. I mean, at this point, you do have... Isn't Blue's king? Oh, no, Blue won't even trust you. Blue won't even put his king in your castle. When he kind of needs to. Anyways, Burmese skirmishers OP over here. Burmese skirmishers up against the Britons. Red really struggling to deal with that on his own somehow. Now, this would be an opportunity for green or gray to go after yellow. But yellow is prepping. Look at this. He's going for bombard towers, and he's making it obvious where his king is. But he's also making it very, very hard to stop. Bluegill says, I'm 40 vills. You know it's a matter of time. You get backstabbed. Which is nice mind trickery here. And it's not wrong either. I think he's trying to make the others worry about themselves a bit more. Here's an example of that. And Purple says, on my way, Red. Sorry, was busy. So Purple's actually just going to help Red and let Blue die. And Red says, you're fine. I'm doing okay. These two are so wholesome over here, because Red is not doing okay. Red is losing grounds. He doesn't have a lot of trade. He's queuing up scouts. Okay, we have a signal from Gray. So this seems like he's legitimately going to help. And Bluegill is still staying in this game, guys. For now, anyways, he's in this game. He's back up to 60 vills. He's at 120 pop. He still has swordsman. Siege Onagers can help with holding. Yeah, this is where, like, if the side of his base starts to go down as well, he's going to have some problems. Siege Onager is going to come out of this workshop in a bit, though. There it is. He fires on the Mangudai. He misses. Feels bad. But, I mean, he's holding 1v3, sort of, kind of. Now, here come the champions from purple. Now, you have to imagine these are Druzina champs, so they're going to do quite well. Like, Bluegill is a beastly player with a little bit more work to form an alliance. He would probably be in a Cape Man position in terms of the long term. But it is like, every game needs a villain. And I wouldn't even know if it's fair to say that Bluegill is necessarily villainous. But, you know, every game needs a player like this. And now Blue has to accept the fact that he's going to have to run away. Stop fighting, guys, says Blue. They are all allied left. I don't think Bluegill... I don't know who he's talking to, but I think he might think that purple and red are fighting. I don't think he has a great grasp on the situation. You know, he might be trying to get teal to ally red and purple. That's going to be tricky. Why is Blue not making conics? I think it's a cost thing, honestly. Like, he wanted to go for endless two-handed swordsman, even though the unit itself is a little bit worse. They're still really strong and really cheap. T-Donager, and he loses it again. Man, Lewis with the splits here, man. I mean, I know it's easy to micro Mangudai, but still, made it look easy. Teal is losing this fight. He's losing this 2v1. And now... Purple says teal want to join our side. It's right against left. Oh-ho! I think teal should say no to this. I think teal should be asking yellow for help. They're still continuing their push here. And teal says no. He denies it, and red says lol. Like, really, bro? Okay. And purple says fine. You don't want to ally me? That's fine. I'll kill you then, fool. He didn't add that part, but I added that part. It makes it more dramatic. Gray seems to think the writing is on the wall, and he says, no matter what, well played, Blue. Good fight, man. I mean, and I can agree with that. I don't think Blue is anywhere near finished, though. He's rebooming in the back corner. But, you know, it is true that it'll take him some time to get back to the strength that he had before. Teal said no. But he isn't asking yellow for help. Red is raiding with hussars. Guys, I thought that red was Britain's this entire game until now.
Yes.
Now the scorpions and the halbs make so much more sense. I was like, what? Britons don't get hussars? I genuinely thought instead of Celts, he was Britons until now. A little embarrassing. But yeah, teal is dying. Blue is dying. Red, ally me for F's sake, 11. Blue. I like how he censored it, you know? You never know when kids are watching the stream. Really appreciate that. Like, if I'm teal right now, I would say no, but only if yellow said he was going to help me. And yellow is not helping. And green's going to take the relics! Green's like, oh, this seems like a great opportunity for me. Green, do not put the monastery here, though. Like, the monastery with the relics should be back in your base. Do not put the relics here. This is fine if you want to get monks out here quickly, but do not put the relics out in the open. Take your relics home. All the Bluegill's hard work going right to green. Red, purple, blue combo will get the dubs, says Drew. I mean, Bulgarians are pretty good if they don't have gold, and blue still does have a lot of gold banked. So maybe? I feel like certain players enjoy pain, and Teal is one of them. He's like, I don't even care. I don't even need to ask a teammate about this. So weird to me. Like, that is currently the most confusing thing. The fact that he's not asking for any help. Also, if I was purple, I would never try and say blue after blue tried to kill me earlier. I would say, send me gold or you die. But maybe I'm not a nice guy. Oh, Cape Man. Cape Man says, purple, give up blue or die. And purple says, okay. What is that? Is that a yes or a no? I don't understand. Okay doesn't actually give yellow an answer. Still top score, baby, says blue. I love that. And blue is signaling and telling purple, hey, use your onagers. And Capeman says, kill his king or die. You have 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds when you have onagers is a little low. He says, moment. Capeman says, I see you there. Remember, purple never attacked gray. He never attacked green. Okay. Purple says on it. Okay. So, I think yellow is going to be a threat in the end, says green. Green is already thinking. Green's thinking about season 4 when we're in season 2. Red and teal, please ally. Yeah, blue go. This is too late, buddy. This is too late. Purple understands that he needs to kill blue. I think he should have come to this realization earlier. But yellow is very strong. Green, I see you. What did green have? What did he see? Green says, ha ha ha, no. Red says he's happy to ally teal, but remember, teal didn't accept. Purple going to kill him. Okay, let's see if blue reacts to this. Now, blue is doing a good thing. He's adding trade, he's adding vills. He also has siege onagers coming out of the workshop. So I think he could maybe get an attack round in here and save himself. Siege is almost there, says purple, who's giving status updates. It's very possible blue survives this, guys. Watch this. Onager shot. Oh, wait, maybe not. Okay, now you have to turn on blue if you're purple. Turn on blue right now, so when the king hops out, you're good. There's the king. He killed the Vil. He killed the king. Blue gills out. Okay, it's rather funny, but blue is saying I'm kind of dead at the moment, right when he died, so blue is out. Top score no longer. Great game from Bluegill. We'll get down to that, but we have to talk about what happens next. Because I think... Actually, can I pause? Hold on a moment, guys. I'm going to pause because I want to see what I missed. Because green just said, sorry for colluding against you, yellow. I repent. First off, I'm not sure if that's how you spell the word colluding. If it is, that's news to me. But what did green say, or what did green do? I didn't see units. So I'm thinking maybe he tried to type and he accidentally typed so yellow could read it. Let me scroll up here. Normally I wouldn't pause, but I want to know. Because there's so much chat. Is that how you spell colluding? Alright. I think yellow's going to be a threat in the end. Want to go down together. I'll let you win if it's only us two in the end. And I don't know who he's trying to talk to. But yellow then said, green, I see you 11. And then green, he didn't even try and deny it. He immediately was like, oh no. I'm only speaking from fear. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. Hopefully it works. Yes, it does. And then blue is like from the dead trying to say things to them, but they can't see it. So... He really should have had these conversations when he was alive. I can't tell when someone talks to just me, says Lewis. This is complicated. Okay, so let's get a status update in the situation. Yellow now has less trust in green, but green seems really wholesome about it. So, I don't know. Maybe he's conflicted. Yellow is definitely, in my mind, the top dog. Definitely. Purple's going to spend some time killing all of blue's buildings. Purple's actually got really good resources and really good units. I'm not sure if he's necessarily the strongest player, but he's in a good position. Know what? I don't want to win. Just go the distance. So whoever helps me last, I let you win easy.
Yes.
And Capeman's going to use that. He says we go for red next. Just as I promised purple. Okay. Listen. Capeman has been orchestrating way too much, in my opinion. Would you guys agree? Listen, he's done a good job, and he benefited from the fact that blue didn't really have any strong allies. However, This is now reaching the point where people need to stop and think and say, well, wait a second. Yellow could be our biggest threat. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what this is supposed to say, by the way. What is that? Is that an S? You got to work on that, green. Purple, do you want a relic? Says green. As a sign of peace. Yo, green's got 21,000 gold. And he's going to bring the relic to purple. That's actually so nice. And purple says no. He says trade is good enough for me. Purple, just take the relic. It's a sign of peace. You don't even need to spend the gold. That is amazing Diplo all around right there. This is why Spec Chat is important. He doesn't even take the relic. You only have 1,700 gold. I mean, come on, man. I appreciate you not being greedy, but anyways, green, it can place that in a monastery, if there's a monastery over here. Yo, yellow, are we friends? Says red. And, yeah. Yellow says, no, we're not. I just love the thought of red asking that question as he sees this massive yellow ball arriving to his face. He's like, I hope he says yes to this. Because if he doesn't say yes to this, we're probably screwed. Okay. Well, Chukunu Ram is looking pretty freaking strong right now. And, Yellow's saying, I'll kill red. Don't worry about it. So I guess Teal... I mean, he's barely alive, but Teal's going to have red taken care of for him. Seems to me like gray and green are plotting against yellow again. Sorry, I suck with writing. I don't know. Are you guys getting that vibe as well? Here comes red with a bunch of hussars. He's going to try and get a raid in. And the walls are everywhere. Yellow's played... He's basically playing like China right now. He's got towers and walls. Gray says, oh shit, we're starting. So I think Gray was supposed to help. Oh god. Well... The Hussars are in now. Is there a chance that Hussars kill this, though? I don't think so. We definitely know that Red's going to take losses here, if not lose everything. The king is inside that town center. The Hussars make it in. But you've got Bombard Towers here. You've got the castle. And you've got Gray helping. Gray is just... He said, I don't even think I can win. I'm just going to... I just need a master to serve. And Yellow is his master. Okay, so I think this is where we see the end of Red. Red's king, I don't think he knows where it is right now, so I think it's just going to sit there, and when it gets attacked, it'll move, but that'll be it. Red's probably microing his hussars, but his king is now dead, so Red is out of the game. I don't think he knew where the king was. We have 5 people remaining, and Clifford says, I want Teal dead, then the game is complete for me. So Gray doesn't want to actually win. Gray just doesn't... He just wants to go the distance. Purple doesn't actually want to win. Purple just wants Teal dead. Who wants to win this game besides Yellow? Also, what is this supposed to say? Did you guys answer me? This looks like a Y to me. I mean, we can make that... Hold on. You ain't losing... I want Teal dead. Yes, me too. I want to kill Teal. But Teal should have... You're saying that says sorry? There's no way that says sorry. It's like... It's the worst sorry I've ever seen in my life. Okay, alright, fine. Everyone else seems to be saying sorry, so... I want to kill Teal. Let's bleep from here on my way. Okay. Why are they all bending the knee to Yellow? Literally the only person... There isn't a single person here that actually wants to win besides Yellow. Maybe Green. Maybe Green. Maybe the sorry guy is the only one that could do something. He's got resources, that's for sure. Caveman doesn't really have the res because he's been fighting so much. I just love how Teal had the option to ally red and purple, And he said no, and now probably because he thought yellow was going to be strong, and yellow doesn't care about him. and teal says, "Don't make me your enemy." Yeah, this sucks for Hellblazer, because now everyone's against Hellblazer. He just chose the wrong side. It would have been better for him to take the alliance with purple and red. Red would maybe still be alive, and maybe teal would still be alive. Purple, after teal, we kill green, his score is scary. He's telling this to purple, but he's not telling this to gray. Why is that? Oh my god, this is so much. Okay, purple, question mark? Bro, you've got to give purple some time, man. They're controlling their armies. They've got siege here as well. Purple says what? Cape Man says this one is for red. I'm sorry, but you killed red. You can't do that. Very smart, Cape Man, but you're the one who killed red. You can't say you're getting revenge for red because red was fighting teal because you freaking killed red. That's not how this works. Anyways, Burmese are really bad. Burmese is just a bad civ. Except for maybe Castle Age sniping, and I think this is where the king is for teal. The teal's gonna try. But again, you know, the siege will probably make it over here. In fact, siege onagers could probably just take out the castle. And I think if you're Hellblazer, you should maybe chat a little bit more here, but I don't think there's any way that they would ever... I don't think there's any world where they're ever going to change their minds at this point. It's not like he has gold to give them either. We kill green after you and me, and Clifford said K. Alright, so time to bow out here for Hellblazer, who did have a really good fight against red. Red's probably very happy to see that Hellblazer will go down. I think the king is currently in the tower right now. So many military units. Now, guys, I think green has made a mistake. Green has just been sitting there, writing sorry and not really moving. Everyone else has been working together. And Lewis says, green, I think you might be next because of your high score. I will defend you, but I ain't very good. Yo! So gray is not going to work with yellow? That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So gray is going to back his boy up, but he's been telling yellow that he's going to fight green. So here he comes. But yeah, I think green's problem has been he's just been sitting back. He also has way too little pop. He's got so much eco. He needs to delete like 50 eco units. Oh my god! Oh my god, he's making bombard towers everywhere. Oh god, this is crazy. I think he's been buying stone too. What's the price of stone? They didn't actually buy stone. Man, war is tiring. Why don't we just make peace, says yellow. And now gray says we gotta kill yellow. I don't think he's asking yellow. He's talking to green, and green says yes. Okay. Oh yeah, now yellow wants peace, says orange. Who's been dead? Orange was the first person to die, and orange is still salty about it. It's time to kill yellow. It's been a fun ride, yellow. I'm sorry, my friend. Yeah, see, I think he meant to say see ya on the other side. But dude, are you actually gonna kill him, or are you just gonna let your units path here? Oh god. Oh god. Oh, I mean, the chat would have been perfect. See you on the other side. Boom, onager shot. That's what he was hoping for. Not exactly the highlight that he'll want to see YouTube. Now, purple is working with yellow. And purple has siege onager. Tatars don't get that. So we have purple, and we have yellow. And then we have gray and green, but gray hasn't turned yet. And honestly, I mean, he's got a lot of resources. I don't know, man. Slavs Chinese, Tatars Mongols. I think I would prefer Slavs Chinese, but Mongols, man. If Mongols are played perfectly, should be the best sim there. Not green. We gotta kill yellow. Okay, now green says purple. Okay, yellow realized what's going on. He's like, yo, great, pick a side. And then green is trying to get purple to stop this. And green says, I will give you gold, bro. Smiley face. This is very eventful. The Hussars are not attacking, but they're blocking the siege. And now all the siege goes down for purple. And it's a countdown. But green isn't really doing a whole lot of fighting, I have to say. He's doing a lot of talking. And yellow's like, no, 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 no. You're still going to be with me, right? We had a deal. And purple responds. Okay, so it is a 2v2 right now. It is gray. And it is green. And it against yellow and purple. I love it when people have typos. Because they're trying to fight at the same time. We've got... I hoinered from mine earlier. But it's true. Yellow, say what you want, but he did honor all of his promises. Green has taken some horrible engagements in this game. But gray, thankfully, here to save the day. Not sure what green's doing with these trebs again. Oh, he's trying to go after the castle. Okay. Not really working out there, but I think it is possible with more Hussars arrive that the Hussars could clear up the Chupanu and the Scorpions. The one struggle Chinese have is we still have Rams going after Trebs. I'll keep you updated. But yeah, the one struggle that Chinese have, they don't have like a really strong post-imp unit. It's just they have a lot of good units. You could kind of say the same about Tatars, to be honest. But Mongols are not like that. Slavs are not like that. They have Siege Onager and their unique units are good. You attacked me first with gray. Green saying I never did. And purple's pissed at green, basically. He's like, but you killed my siege. Purple, let's be friends. Green, you're saying this publicly, dude. You're saying this publicly. Stop. You gotta stop that, man. They did open a way up into yellow's base somehow. I don't know how they're gonna take this out, but... I mean, the thing is, the resources for gray are looking really good as long as he continues to have trade. Resources for green are just nuts. I would love for him to try and build a wonder right now, but unfortunately, he doesn't have the stone. Purple, help against yellow. Wait, purple's considering this. And I think it might have something to do with top score. Interesting. You betrayed me twice now, gray. Okay, so purple's not happy about that. I don't know if you could really say that was a betrayal, though. He was defending his buddy. I followed yellow's orders, man. Oh my god! Now I rebel. Oh my god! The best response possible! If he says anything else, purple's like, nah, screw you, bro. Screw you. Get out of my game. Alright, I'm gonna kill you. But, if you say I followed yellow's orders... It pins the blame on yellow. And it also says, this guy's been bossing us both around. And now you have purple, and purple says, who you gonna get then? So he's on the fence. He's officially on the fence. That was the best bit of Diplo chat we've seen in this game. And he says, I want to kill yellow. He's too strong. Now, gray is saying this publicly, which is probably a mistake. He says, then I bow out. And yellow's like, yes! Yellow's like, no, 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 no. No, no, no. The reason my score is high is just because I killed buildings. I'm not the top dog. I'm not the top dog. Yellow's like, no, 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 not me, guys. Not me, please. Which is true, by the way. He killed buildings, which is why his score is so high. I couldn't betray green like that. And green's now saying, purple, I'll pay you off. I'll give you 4K gold. This is a great game. I actually want to go to purple's point of view. And he says, sure. Why not? To hell with this. Okay. So somehow gray and green have convinced purple to abandon his teammate yellow. And 4K gold goes directly into Red Clifford's bank. He cashes the check. And we have a 3v1 against yellow now. Wow, dude. Wow, this is great. Yes. Oh, I love it. And my favorite part about that was actually when yellow was like, no, no, no. I'm not actually in a good position, guys. Don't do this to me. I'm not actually in a good position. If the devs ever come out with another expansion for Age of Empires 2, they just take the plot from this game and put that into a campaign, and we're good. Like, they don't even need to do any work, right? Just literally watch this game, make it a campaign. Ally, kill yellow. Yeah, so I think everyone's going after yellow now. I have to actually verify that, but I think purple's about to make the switch if he hasn't already. Now you have to start thinking about who benefits from this long term. And it gets really tricky because Gray said words like, you know, I'm not gonna... He said he doesn't even want to try and win. You have green with obnoxious resources. So I think green's probably the favorite. But then if yellow's dead, green will be top scorer. Purple also was annoyed at green earlier. And yellow sees this. And yellow's not pleased. And wait, Red Clifford says, Green, I'm going to attack you for a few seconds. Is he trying to fake yellow out? Like, hey, I'm helping you? I don't think that's going to work. I think yellow sees this. Also, it's really hard to change who you're typing to in these games. Hey, honestly, it'd be better if you could click the name somehow to do it in the game. There's no way yellow doesn't see this blob. And yellow says, watch what will happen to you. You won't make it. And that could actually be a phrase that would extend to purple throughout the rest of the game as well. Yellow could also, like, he clearly is showing you, there's no way you kill me. And he says, see. But also, he says, yeah, look at this. He says, just join me back. He's like, listen, this will happen every time you try and kill me. You have no chance here. Your only way is if you team up with me. Is Capeman able to get him back on his side now? Can you imagine? Okay, Red Clifford seems very impressionable. Like, remember, Blue let him live earlier, and then he, instead of killing Blue after Blue attacked him, he didn't go back against him. He seems very trusting and very impressionable. Guys, look at my base. Just kill each other. I ain't dying. Meanwhile, Gray is asking if there's an idle military hotkey. Clifford is telling him the hotkey. And Capeman a little conceited here. He says, oh no, here comes some army. Oh no, there it dies. Oh no, whatever will I do? I mean, Capeman's got a point. I think what he's trying to do is just discourage them so they get bored and they do something else, which could end up working, but I really think, I mean, as Green shows up with a whole freaking fleet of Trebs, I don't think that's the right word to use, of fleet, but a big group of Trebs, I think yellow will eventually die. F, no thumbring the whole game, says yellow. Oh, that's why Shikunu sucks. Oh god, that's funny. I like how he's acting like he's so good at the game and then he didn't get thumbring. And Purple says, oh well, I'm sure I forgot a lot too. Yo, Purple's just too wholesome for this world. It's okay, buddy. I'm sure I forgot some upgrades too. It happens to all of us. I'm 1100 elo for Christ's sake, XD. Alright. Now yellow's like, oh, god, I'm losing to an 1100 elo player. How bad am I? Here comes green with the Trebs. And these are Tatar Trebs, so they have insane range. And Gray says, T90 taught me no trickle Treb. Well, 2 is as close to a trickle as it gets, but green definitely learned the lesson. No trickle Treb. The problem is, he's not protecting the Trebs. Green, get out of here. Sorry for not doing this sooner, Tristan, says Green. The communication's been wonderful, I have to say. But there's almost too much communication for these guys. You gotta control your armies a little bit here. Here we go. Okay. All right. So it will take time, but yellow will die. There's no sign that I'm seeing that tells me yellow's getting out of this. Mistakes were made, but some of the trebs... That's why you go in there with 20 trebs, because if you lose 10 of them, you still have 10. Capeman needs to try and wiggle his way out of this with words. I don't know how he can do that. The only other option would be to somehow snipe someone's king. I don't know how he can do that either. So the plays from gray and from green to get that alliance broken, to backstab yellow, was very wise. But I believe the natural course of events is that green will now be the next enemy. Because green is... I mean, if you think Capeman is hard to kill, it should be even worse for green. I'm trying to see how many towers he's got here. I can't even fit them all on the screen. He's got like 50. 55. And I'm still trying to select them. He's got 55 Bombard towers. Alright, so Capeman is just going to just mass the siege to survive. If nothing else, just out of pride at this point. 1 hour and 50 minutes in, but this has been a really good game. I want to say thank you to Metazask for the sub. Thank you guys. Subbing on this platform is a little different, but if you click the overview tab on chat on desktop or on mobile, you're able to support there and use the emotes and whatever. But thank you regardless. It's been fun. Everything should get a little easier, a little bit more known. Everyone will get used to the platform, and then some changes should be rolling out in a few months from what I've heard. I'm eating chips and watching this, says Capeman. So for once in a community game, we have a player doing the exact same thing as the viewer. I don't know how you're using attack ground with your onagers and eating chips. Also, are you... Ew, dude, your keyboard's going to be so greasy.
Yes.
That's... I mean, not that I'm speaking from experience or anything. Least you die on a full belly, says Gray. Which is very true. Apparently the first couple lessons wasn't enough for Purple to realize that Bombard Towers are strong. Bombard Towers are getting some crazy kills, but they are going down. Melee units are diving in here to take out the siege. We've got Trebs everywhere. Gray is using his Mangudai to attack a fortified wall instead of using the Trebs that are right there. But he'll be through eventually. And Capeman says, kudos to DE for handling this. Seriously. Yeah, I could have easily seen this game crash. Is the sound of the game loud for you guys? It's actually been super loud for me, too. Here, I will lower it. It's good to know that. Because, well, maybe one person said it, but there's just a lot of action. I kind of felt like it was as well, but I thought maybe it was my audio levels for my headphones. I normally have the audio a little lower. Okay. No, don't crash, game. Don't crash. That should be a little better for you. As the king is now out. And I'm not sure if they see that, but I would love to see the Trebs hit the king. I mean, when the Mangudai make it through, they could do the job. I think he clicked the king with his Trebs. Not sure if Capeman really has any clue that's happening. Mangudai would be perfect here. Now Capeman sees it. Capeman running away. But guys, this is the time. Okay, now it's too quiet. All right, I'll get to it at some point. This is the time where gray and purple should be thinking of a plot against green. They're not doing that. Which tells me that gray might live up to his word of not wanting to really win the game. Where'd the king go now? The king's running this way. Okay. Oh my god, Red's Halb, though. Can you imagine if Red's Halb killed the king? That would be epic. Does teal have anything over here? There's some gray hussars. Okay, sorry. It is a little quiet now. There's such a big difference between just, like, 10% of audio. That should be a little better. I'll have to listen to it after the stream, and then we can work on it from there, but... yeah, Capeman is giving the others a lot of time right now. Now, what Capeman won't see is he won't see that there are hussars there because he's not allied with teal. And if he sends the king this way... okay, now they're the hussars. Okay, so they're researching treason to find the king. Now the TC will probably be denied. And now here he goes with his king, and he's trying to run. but he doesn't know if it's safe out there. And I think green's going to come in with the step lancers. He sees it. He sees it. He sees it. And gray's going to get it, but gray doesn't even know. I don't think gray even knows. Here come the Hussars. No, gray sees it. He says, my kill. Yellow says, just passing. Aren't we all? And GG, well played. Respect to yellow. Really good game from yellow. But I think he was orchestrating a little bit too much there. And they were able to turn it around on him. Orange immediately says, sweet justice. And gray is like, I killed yellow. Everyone on YouTube saw it unless he's blind. Hey. Let's stop that. Oh, and purple turned on green. Purple turned on green. Look at this. The champions are killing these units here. And green says, now purple, then gray gets victory. Yeah, then you can win for being my homie. Except he said homie. It's like a homing homie. But at least purple saw that this was going to happen. I guess it makes sense that purple would be used and then, you know, thrown aside here. Remember, purple was with yellow. And purple is saying green is the strong one now. And he's expecting gray to agree. But I'm not so sure that's actually going to happen. I believe that gray, because of the homie thing, I think he's going to turn on purple. And when there's 3 players, you get 2v1, regardless of civs. Normally, you're going to have some problems. Yeah, now purple's going to be like, well, crap. Why did I turn on yellow? And I actually think it was the right move for him to turn on yellow. But now it looks really bad. And gray says, yeah, he should be next, but he's been my homie. You spell homie with 1 M, right? I just want to make sure I haven't been saying homie wrong my whole life. Homie is like, it's something else. Anyways, Mangadai, very strong unit, very tough unit to kill. And Mangadai Hussar. And I'm just wondering if gray is playing here. Like, Cape Man's in chat saying I told him. Yeah, you did. But, like, gray could win this game. I know green's going to be hard to kill. And he's got 40,000 gold, but I think Tatars should get wrecked by Mongols. And think about what Tatars would do. They would go for Capped Ram and Onager against Siege Onager, Siege Ram that move very quickly, and Mangadai and Hussar. So I think purple will die soon, but I'm more curious about what happens after that. And notice nothing from purple. He's got to be like, damn it, I feel so dumb. Yellow was right. I think they know green's probably sitting on resources, but I doubt anyone knows he has this many resources. That is insane. I like how he's still making the skirms and halbs as well. Especially with Tatars, they have like I think they have the worst halberdiers in the game. Where's the king at, by the way? Relics. It's like Control Alt K? Control Alt comma? Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's the king. I mean, it feels doable. Wait, he is the gather point for the tower set there? What? How and why? Guys, if that tower goes down, I don't understand why there's a gather point there. But it is there. For some reason, he would have had to do that, and it would run out into the open. Like, look at the gather point for the tower next to it. The gather point for the tower next to it is set to this tower. And then this tower is set to this tower. And this tower is set to this tower. But the tower in question, has a gather point set forward. All the trebs are going down. This has been so consistent for green. This is probably why he banked up so many resources. Because he's not really doing the best with the fights. I mean, that's your way to win, right? If you feel like you suck with the fights, just get a lot of resources, maybe you can outlast people. But his unit control... Oh, God, I don't want to look at it. His unit control is not good. Now, purple's got Hussars. He's really putting up a fight here. And my question is, Cape Man, are you still rooting for purple here? Or do you just want purple to die? I'm curious about that. Because I feel like, even though purple turned on you, I think it might be seen as somewhat understandable at this point. I don't know. It would also be understandable if you just wanted to kill him. Purple's issue is that Purple's not going to have trade. So it doesn't have a lot of gold, but Purple is putting up a fight. Good on Purple here. Could probably make a significant push against Green, but I think, again, without the gold and having Gray out there as well, it's going to be problematic. Yeah, Gray has his big ball of Mangudai. He's gonna clear up the trade. Yeah, but I want Gray to win. Yeah, Gray doesn't want to win. Gray doesn't want to win. Gray just wants to give it to someone else. Like, for a while, he said he'd give you the win. And then he killed you. But I'm just trying to figure out if that's truthful or not. Maybe it'll be like me when I played in that Battle Royale tourney with all the pros. And I was just like, I just want a good performance. You know, I don't really think I'm going to win. And then it got down to the final 3, and I was just like, wait a second. Can I actually win this thing? Then afterwards, I won. And I was just like, what? Also, that is to date the only 1v1, the only S-tier 1v1 tourney I've ever played in. And I have won it. So I am undefeated in 1v1 S-tier tournaments. Unlike Hera, unlike Viper, unlike Yo, unlike all the big names. Just thought I'd put that out there. Green is the strong one now. Okay, this is all old chat, and then Gray just said 11. I thought I missed something. Well, it doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot of conversation. It was free-for-all? Yeah, exactly. So I had 7 enemies instead of 1. I guess it's not a 1v1 tourney. I see what you mean. Yes, kind of is. It kind of is. It's just more ones. It's 1v1, v1, 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 v1. Green is making a wonder. What? You know I'm rich on resources, XD. Remember that? Well, they must not have the settings so wonder victory is possible, because I should have removed that a while ago, because it would trigger some type of an alert. It did not do that. Come on, Greg. Go kill Green. Dude, like, go kill Green. Take advantage of his friendship, damn it. Take advantage of his love for you. Come on. You've gained his trust, now break his heart. Sorry if this is too real for some of you guys. All the Mangudai seem to be going forward legitimately. It seems like they're going forward to finish off Purple, which means we might have some type of, like, ceremonial ending with Gray and Green. Like, no, you take the win. No, you take the win. No, I insist. Please, take the win. No, you take the win. No, you've been great. You take the win. No, you take the win. I kind of expect that to happen. Purple's king is over here. Oh, that's a champion. Excuse me. Oh, his king is over here. So a bit further away from all the action. Yeah, you just can't kill this. You just cannot kill this. You can't field the numbers that you would need to kill this, and the army comp is just too strong. What's up, Trixos? Currently, there's no way to subscribe and have it show on the gamer tag. You can interact with the gamer tag if you want, but a lot of people are subscribing on their, like, their main Facebook nick. It'll pop up, and I'll just thank them by their first name. And then you can interact with your gamer tag. So currently, there's no way. I expect that to happen soon. You know, I was hoping this could end on other terms, says Purple. And Gray says yes. Okay, so Purple's understanding the way this will go. By the way, thank you to Ryan and thank you, Ross. Also Meta, appreciate it. What a name, if you've seen the news recently. Just wondering if he's going to move the king somewhere, because the way he said that makes me think like he will. And again, he's walking over here to build a tower, which tells me he'll run with his king. Wait a second, guys. Maybe I'm too hopeful, but those Rams, they make me think that maybe Gray will consider a snipe on Green. And again, Green's gather point on that tower. It's set even further forward now. Guys, I think he control grouped his tower with a bunch of castles. I'm so confused. Look at the gather point. It's forward where the army is. The only explanation is that he must have that on a control group. Huh. Max says, I've heard that with Streamlabs OBS, you can have notifications for donations, subscribe, come up on the screen. Oh, no. We're aware that's possible. I just don't have it set up yet. We're aware that's possible. We want it, we're reworking a few things is all. Flaming camels are on the way. Send forth the flaming camel. Hardy, if we could maybe, well, that's too much editing for just a simple thing, but I actually made a flaming camel pumpkin for Halloween. But again, the fact that the gather point is there is insane. Yeah, the wonder's on the way. That'll still take a while. It's only at like 40%. Okay, so there's the king. I think green researched treason a bunch of times. Gray might have done the same. They're looking for it. Yep, treason. It shows you where the king is temporarily. So they know that he was over there. Purple's hearing the wang. He's hearing the noise. So he comes back home. Purple has 150 military. He's really not giving this up without a fight. Respect to him for that. As there goes green with the with the flaming camels. I actually want to see if the unit dies if they kill the camel. I tried to use flaming camels last night in a 1v1. It didn't work out. I'm going to be streaming those 1v1s more frequently, by the way. This year, I'm going to be... Like, there will be a lot more times where I'm just live that I don't plan because I play the game every now and then. I want you guys to be a part of that. Too much of this happened and it's never been broadcasted. Will text-to-speech be making a return? Yeah, text-to-speech should be able to make a return. Like, at least with the stars, at least. I'm actually not sure, because you know how on Twitch, when you subscribe for the first time, there's no way to do an alert or a resub message? I actually, because we haven't gotten there yet, I'm not actually sure if for a 2-month supporter you could have text with it. Yeah, we'll have that. The important thing for me is I didn't want things... Like the first stream, for example, we had like 2,000 people and a lot of hype, which was really cool. I just didn't want it to be too much when people are already trying to get used to a new platform. What's up, Bed of Roses? Okay, Purple, can you just die? I'm sorry. Is that mean? Just die, please. Just accept it at this point. He's got 20,000 wood, 20,000 gold. Or, sorry, 20,000 food. And green and gray are trying to go for the snipes, but what they really need to do is they just need to... Wait, Tatars get Seadram? What? I forgot Tatars get Seadram. What they really need to do is they just need to take out the building. Now, this is still giving an opportunity for gray to spoil green's day. But yeah, in these types of games, you just need to take out their buildings with rams, camp the rams, and push in slowly. Purple's probably a little pissed with that at them because he teamed up. Especially Gray. He's probably like, what? Why are you not attacking Green right now? Green is clearly ahead. And I think Green... I think Gray, sorry, deserves some criticism for that play. His reasoning was that it's because it's his homie. And I guess, you know, loyalty is a valuable factor, but... Purple not giving up without a fight, that's for sure. But yeah, he's at 20 vills. He's at 100 pop now. Again, you're overextending a little bit here, Green. Just slowly push in, and they'll get there in a bit. So, do we have any predictions on how this will end between Green and Gray? My prediction... Oh, I see. Green's made some buildings over here. My prediction is that what I said earlier will still be the case. I think that both of them are going to be too nice. And they're not going to want to take the win. I think Gray, more than anything, is going to give up the win. Green will probably take it. But I think they might, like, put their kings in the same area or something. I mean, there's still a chance. If Gray times this correctly, Gray could go in and kill Green right now. They're very focused here. And Purple said, come finish it then. I would love for Gray to do this. It's his first community game. He's never played in a community game before, been around the community for a while. He obviously was back and forth in this game. He also killed Yellow. He got the kill there. And Gray now down to 10,000 wood and 10,000 food. Still trying to hang on, but it just seems inevitable. The skirmishers are not going to be good enough. The halbs are not going to be good enough. The building's slowly going down. Step Lancers coming in. And Green says, well, this has taken a long time. But it's happening. This is the time to move. Gray. This is the time. Purple will be dead in like 5 minutes. You do not want green to be looking at his base. You want to hit green when green is focused on purple still. Now, gray, of course, is probably still helping here and microing here, but green's got a whole lot of pop on our screens. He actually has only his 24 eco, so he deleted most of his builds. He has 160 military, a lot of which is right here. Come on, Gray. You can do it. There's so much moral conflict, I'm sure. GG, guys. Lovely game. Okay, the king is on the move. The king is now... It's not dead yet. This gives Gray some seconds. Move! Oh! Oh, it's happening! It's happening, and the fact that purple isn't dead yet helps so much. He's getting poked by the Step Lancer. The castle gets him, and here comes Gray. Here comes Gray. This is the perfect finish. Dun 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 dun. He could also deny the wonder, which is kind of funny. Okay, he's going right into that tower. Green's got 60 of them. The king's on the move. Gray, turn on him. Gray, turn on him. He's like, oh, I gotta click the thing. I gotta click the thing. And he gets him. He gets him. And gets the victory. Wow, man. What a finish. And it's not homicide. Someone said it's homicide. So he wasn't saying he's my homie. He was saying, I don't know, he was caught up in the mindset of homie and was also thinking that he wanted to commit homicide. Holy crap, what a finish. Great game from Lewis. And so Lewis actually gets the win. And I think Lewis was being truthful when Lewis said that I'm actually not interested in, I'm not actually interested in getting the win. But sometimes, you know, you get certain hands dealt in life and you've got to take advantage of it. That was a really, really good game. Now, can one of the math whizzes here, and put spoiler in the comment if it's on YouTube, please. Can one of the math whizzes, I can't speak, please add up the amount of resources that green died with and just put that number in a comment for me. 19,000 wood, 19,000 food, 46,000 gold. And then if you want to be extra nitpicky on the math, you could also talk about all the units that are queued. Maybe include the wonder. But the thing for green was he did everything right with banking res. But if you're going to make that many towers, you have to take some extra precautions to protect your king. And I think he just needed to be a little bit more clinical with the fights. He did overextend a little bit as well, trying to finish off purple. It makes sense. Purple was being stubborn, but whew, what a game. Let's look at the KD here. Gray actually killed the most units. Mongols certainly helped, but still played well. 1,200 units killed. What's his elo again? Look at that, 1,100 elo. Whereas you've got Bluegill, who's 1,800. Caveman, 1,600. Those guys were just, they were too strong, almost. They didn't communicate as much as they needed to. Economically, I like how Gray had 2 units lost and not even a single kill. Oh, poor Space. Poor Space. Economically, you can see the green, surprise, surprise, was leading in wood, stone, and gold collected, with a whopping 74,000 gold brought in with trade profit. Yeesh, man. 74,000 gold is nuts. We move along. There's some other stats. I'll just show them for the people that are curious. Caveman, okay, that's unfair. You did communicate. But I think you almost communicated too much near the end because they got this feeling of, hey, this guy's bossing me around. You're not my mom. Why are you telling me what to do? You know. Not that you were wrong, by the way. You can see what the relic gold did. Bluegill actually collected those 8 relics. And then when blue was gone, green stole them. So he's a scavenger man. And yeah, there's the timeline. You can kind of see for some of the players, there was just some natural progression towards the end there. Like Gray, he wasn't really getting attacked much back at home. He was just moving out, which is easy to do with the Mongols. But special respect and salutes goes out to Red Clifford and Will, who had to hold on their side. Poor Hellblazer got backstabbed by a guy he committed to. He's like, no, I won't take your alliance red. No, I won't take your alliance purple because I've got yellow. Caveman was like, time to kill teal. But yeah, a quality Diplo game. And again, a game that I think would not have been the same without having the chat from the players. So respect to you guys. Thank you, everyone, for playing. That was a really good one. And we'll, of course, have more content in the future. We've got Elson. Oh, we've got some conversation. Just thanks for letting me participate. First community game, lots of fun. I'm sorry for waiting to be aggressive. Hee, playing for the long run. Don't feel bad about that. Do not feel bad about that. Listen, if you're waiting, if you are that type of player, Green, you're probably that type of player because you're a little unsure in the fights. That's just how it goes. Now, if you were someone who was as good at fighting as Cape Man and you just sat back the entire time, I would be a little more critical, but that makes sense. That's how it goes. GG. Lewis is in chat, says, that was fun. My heart rate is peak. Yeah, I imagine. Great game, man.